It's by Kira Reid. Introduction. The country of Egypt sits at the northeastern corner of the African continent. It was once home to the ancient Egypt civilization. Ancient Egypt was one of the most fascinating cultures ever to exist. Thousands of years ago, the Egyptians studied and practiced agriculture, the irrigation, architecture, engineering, and much more. They built great structures, including the pyramids. Learning about these pyramids can help us learn a great deal about this amazing civilization. Ancient Egypt. Egyptians began to settle along the bank of the Nile River about 7,000 years ago. At first, they lived in villages, but over the time, the villages formed into larger groups and eventually became tribes. By about 32,000 BC, these tribes were united under one king, who was called the pharaoh. The majority of the pharaohs were men, but they were beautiful women who were Egyptian later in destiny. The culture of ancient Egypt was dependent on the life-giving Nile River. It provided the Egyptians with fish and birds to eat, as well as water to irrigate the crops. Also served as a waterway for both to travel and ship goods. The ancient Egyptians believed in their life after their death. They believed that their next life would be similar to their present life and that they would need the same kind of objects in their next life. Therefore, for many people were buried with a collection of some of the things they possess in their current life. Of all the people lived in ancient Egypt, no one was even more than a lavish burial than a pharaoh. According to the belief of the ancient Egyptians, the pharaoh was the son of the sun god, Ra. While pharaoh was alive on earth, they were known as pharaohs. After they died, they were reunited with Ra. The new pharaoh who replaced the dead pharaoh became the new Horus. The Egyptians believed that in order for a pharaoh to live forever and continue to bless their life, Pharaoh's body had to be preserved so that the spirit would stay alive. The Egyptians built pyramids to honor pharaohs who had died. Each pyramid held a pharaoh's body, as well as richest treasures meant to travel with them into the next life. Pyramid also protected the pharaoh's tomb and its treasure from theft. In addition, it served as a monument to the pharaoh's greatness. Building a pyramid. A pharaoh planned the construction of the pyramid long before they were expected to die. His finishing it would take many years. A large pyramid could take as long as 20 years to complete. Building a pyramid required thousands of people. Some were skilled workers, such as architects, who designed the overall structure in order to form the pharaoh. People with special knowledge were also required to properly remove the stone from the quarry and to shape the stone. After the pyramid was built, skilled sculptors and painters decorated. A scribe records all the materials needed for building the pyramid using the ancient Egyptian writing system called hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics consists of a series of small pictures that represent ideas. In addition to these specialized tasks, other workers were required to move heavy stones. They moved some of the stones from the quarry to the building site by the boat. All the stones were put on a sledge or large wooden sled, which were then dragged across the desert land. Until recently, historians believed that much of this difficult work was forced on enslaved laborers. But in 1990, a tourist traveling in Asia stumbled on the remains of an ancient city where the workers had built the pyramids of Giza. were once believed to have lived. Evidence from the city suggests that people who built those pyramids were not enslaved people, but rather skilled craft people. About 15,000 of them. Written records suggest that the workers were treated well while they worked on the pyramids. It's believed that the farmers also participated in the building of pyramids, especially during the flood season when they could not farm. Farmers depended on floods to deposit fertile soil for crops. Because the Pharaoh was believed to be the son of a god, farmers thought the Pharaoh was able to guarantee good floods. They left the Pharaoh in exchange for the fertile soil brought by the floods. The location of the pyramid had to be determined very carefully. The sites needed to be on rocky ground to support the immense weight of the finished pyramid. The pyramid also needed to be near the Nile River. Some of the stone could be taken by water from the quarry of the building site. The site had to be located on the west bank of the Nile River because the west was where the sun set each night and where the dead were believed to exist. The exact position of the pyramid also needed to be determined carefully since the sides had to face exact north, south, east, and west. An astronomer was summoned to observe the stars in order to determine true north. During the actual building of a pyramid, many ceremonies were performed to ensure support of the gods in the endeavor. Several kinds of stone were used in the building of pyramids. The core of the pyramid was made from local limestone. Other limestone of finer quality brought from far away and was used to make the outer shell of the pyramid. Granite from the way was used for the pharaoh's coffin, called the sarcophagus, as well as to decorate the burial chamber. After the location and position of the pyramid were decided on, the surface of the ground was leveled. After leveling the ground, the worker began actually labor of the building pyramids. The internal structure as a pyramid was designed to add more width and keeping from burial chamber and its treasure. If the burial chamber was or at or below the ground level, it was put in place first. Then the pyramid was built around its horizontal layers. Ramps were built as signs against the pyramid, and a huge stone was dragged up the ramps, put in position. Series of many passageway rooms include dead ends and empty chambers to confuse anyone to try to loot the tomb. The enormous slab of the stone blocked the entrance to the real tomb. Preparing the body. Ancient Egypt had a special procedure for preparing the body. As an important person for this role, this technique is called mummification. Preserved the body for thousands of years. The body was taken to an emperor, who removed the insides and resolved them in canopic jars. Each jar has lid in the shape of a golden god. The body then was left to dry for 40 days. Then it was washed, rubbed oil and spice, packed with preservatives. Afterward, it was wrapped with many layers of linen soaked in resin to hold its shape. A decorative mask was placed on the head. The entire body was placed in a sarcophagus. Each sarcophagus was ornately painted. An elaborate ceremony marked the burial of the pharaoh. The decorated coffin plus the canopic jars were carried out to the pyramid. A parade of mourners was led by priests and priestesses Following the manners was someone who carried all the items meant to travel with the pharaoh to the next life. Clothes, furniture, and more. Before burying the dead pharaoh, and the body's mouth was opened by a breath. This practice was believed to allow the person to breathe, eat, and speak in the next life. Then the coffin was placed in the tomb and still inside the pyramid, in a chamber designed to keep it safe. Famous Egyptian pyramids. The first pyramid, built for King Soldier at Saqqara, is a step pyramid because it was shaped like the giant stairways up the side. Later pyramids had smaller steps. The design eventually into straight-sided pyramids, as such as the Great Pyramid at Giza, which was built about 4,500 years ago for King Tofu. The pyramid is 147 meters tall and contains about 2,300,000 blocks of stone. The pyramid at Giza is part of a complex pyramid built by King Khufu, or his son Khafre, and his grandson Menkaure. The pyramids are surrounded by other structures. There are pyramids for the Queen Mistress and the Queen Headfirst. There are also stone masterplate stones made of mudbake for the rest of the royal family and the member of court. The Sphinx, a limestone statue with the face of a king and body of a lion, guards the entire site. The Sphinx represents the sun god of the ancient Egyptian pyramids have had their treasures looted. A few tombs have been intact. The only intact burial of an Egyptian king ever found is at the King Tutankhamun in his tomb in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. He was buried underground rather than inside the pyramid because it was found intact. It has helped archaeologists to learn from a great deal about the culture of ancient Egypt. Pyramids in other lands. Pyramids are also built in the Americas. They were first built in Central America and northwestern South America, but soon to the practice of the building pyramids led to the North America as well. Several of the New World cultures that built pyramids are mentioned below. The Mayan people and other cultures in Central America built stepped pyramids. These pyramids had stairways decorated with sculpture and inscription that led to temple at the top. Sometimes, but not always, these pyramids contain the tomb of the king. One of the most famous Mayan pyramids is Chichen Itza, rebuilt over an earlier pyramid. The current one was built just before 1100 BC. The one earlier built 100 years before contained stone sculpture of Jaguar that was painted red and made of the jade. The Jaguar, Mayan symbol of the earth fertility, has worshipped as a god. The Aztecs, another Central American culture, built the Great Pyramid Temple, most likely in the 1300s. Capital city of Tenochtitlan on an island in Lake Texcoco in Mexico. The Aztecs believed that the sun god needed blood from the human heart to stay strong. Without human blood, the sun would die and the world come to an end. Human sacrifice of prisoners taken in war and were a regular part of Aztec life. These sacrifices took place at the Great Pyramid Temple. Cultures in the northwestern South America also built flat-top steps pyramids between 100 BC and 800 BC of the moon. About 600 to 700 years later, the Inca people built pyramids. The Temple of the Sun was the most scarce shrine in Incan Empire. It was a pyramid that contained huge gold dish that represent the sun god. The Inca believed that their rulers was direct descendant of the sun. The pyramid shape had been used in building design in all the countries around the world. The Mineral Pyramid is done an example of the cross-cultural exchange between ancient Egypt and the Empire of Nubia, one of the earliest civilizations of Africa. Cross-cultural exchange is when two cultures have changed, developed, or changed each other. Nubia-style pyramids were built between 700 BC and 300 BC. They used Egyptian cultural forms combined with other African influences. Pyramid design can also be found in part of Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. The pyramid shape is used in modern architecture in many countries, including France, England, and the United States. Modern pyramid was built in Egypt to honor President Anwar Sadat, who was assassinated in wait, in 1981. Conclusion: efforts are being made to preserve and protect the pyramid of ancient Egypt, as well as protect the pyramids of in other parts of the world. Pollution, urban expansion, tourism, and other problems threaten the pyramids at Giza. The Great Pyramid of Khufu at Giza is the only one famous seven wonders of the ancient world that still stands. Of the pyramids and tombs are wonder worthy of preservation. By studying pyramids, we learn about complex, fascinating of humans who lived during those times. We also learn how ancient cultures honored leaders and worshiped their god.
Good job.
Oh.